dear friend of mine, Rabbi Daniel Herskho from California, just came out with a series of CDs. Now he does lectures. He has a series already going on for some time. Short lectures that range usually about a half hour or so each, something like that. Sometimes a little longer, but sometimes a little less. But he has, I don't know, I think this series is going on for maybe over 150 lectures so far about LaShon HaRa. But not just opinion about LaShon HaRa. Hey, you shouldn't do it, guys, 150 times. Rabbi Dani goes into the depths of LaShon HaRa on the Chafetz Chaim, and he goes detail after detail what it actually says. I haven't listened or watched all of the lectures, but a few that I heard, he says mamash the emet. And he did a few lectures, maybe 6 lectures about LaShon HaRa, about rabbis. When people say LaShon HaRa about rabbis, hey, I don't like this rabbi, hey, this rabbi's a jerk, hey, this rabbi talks too much, hey, this rabbi looks funny, whatever. People say all types of things about rabbis. People make comments on the internet about rabbis. Yesterday, I always like to look at the comments after the Shiurs on live or on YouTube. I look at the comments. I don't always reply. Most of the time I don't reply. There's too many comments. I can't reply to all of them. But I like to look at the comments, what people say. Also, I like to see who's watching. So people say, hi from Malaysia. Oh, Hashem, somebody in Malaysia is watching. It's unbelievable. Somebody in Malaysia is learning Torah with us. Hi from Tahiti. Hi from Buenos Aires. Hi from Texas. Hi from all different places around the world. People are much watching Shiurei Torah, and they make some nice comments. And but once in a while, you got this menuval that has to go in there. There's always a menuval. There's always someone that's despicable. There's always someone that's despicable that has to ruin the party. Sometimes they bring their idol worship. Say, oh, J.C. Penney, go worship him. So some people respond to them. Yeah, if we worship him, we go to Gehenom. Why do we want to do it? Go away. So sometimes they try to missionize in a group. And I always tell people, don't reply to these people. They feed off of your reply. If you don't reply, they go away. It's like a fly. It goes away eventually. Go away. But if you respond to them, you're telling them there's some action over here. And their whole goal is being Amalek. What's the goal of Amalek? What's the goal of Amalek? Amalek's goal is to cool you down. That's his goal. Amalek's goal is not to kill you physically. Amalek's goal is to kill you spiritually, to cool you down, make you have questions. Make sure that you're not paying attention to the answers. Make sure that you're not doing tshuva. So if you're answering these idiots that are talking about Avodah Zarah, all types of other nonsense, you're not listening to the Shiur Torah. You're not listening to the Shiur Torah. What are you doing online then? You might as well go read a book. So don't answer these people ever. If you're ever online watching the Shiurim, don't answer anybody. In general, don't talk on the comments. You want to say hi, that I know that you watched. But in general, don't be in a discussion on the thing, because it defeats the whole point of you watching the lecture. You're not going to listen to the lecture at the end. The whole point is the lecture, not talking to people. You want to teach, go do a shiur of your own. Some people go on there and they come to teach. Oh, I heard this, and then somebody else answers them. Oh, yeah, but I heard something else. Oh, you realize you're disturbing 3,000 people right now with your comment. Ding, 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 every 2 seconds.
You could disable it.
Not everybody knows how to disable it. Not everybody else is young and smart like you. Not everybody knows how to disable it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to disable comments. So the thing is, though, is that people make stupid comments, and sometimes they make comments that is most surprising, but not surprising. What's surprising, not surprising? They're actually religious Jews, and they don't like to hear the truth. So yesterday, for example, this so-called religious Jew makes a comment. I was talking about modesty in last night's shiur, and I was explaining to women how the skirts have to be long, and so on and so forth. And this person, probably a woman, did not like it, and she says, you should be ashamed of yourself. The length of a woman's skirt is none of your business. So why are we, if it's none of my business, why are we learning Torah then? Nothing is my business. Nothing is your business. Nothing is anybody's business. Go back to Sodom and Gomorrah. Do whatever you want. Why are you a religious Jew then? You tell people what the halacha is. You tell people what the truth is, and they don't like to hear it sometimes. So people make these types of comments. Now, why do I mention this? Why is this whole intro for? Is that the problem with making such a comment is that, for me, I don't really care. I laugh at it. It's funny to me. I think it's very sad that people think that their comment against me is actually going to, they actually think it's going to change my mind, or I'm going to stop talking about it, or anything. It doesn't change anything for me. The problem is not me. The problem is with Hashem. Why is the problem with Hashem? Because when you make a comment publicly against a rabbi that could easily discourage another person from watching him, you now took that person's soul and it's in your hands. That rabbi could have easily helped that person do tshuva. He had the right words. Hashem gave him the right words to say to that specific person, it's going to say, you know what? I'm going to do tshuva. Oh, Shabbat, I never knew it's that serious. I'm going to start keeping it. Oh, LaShon HaRa, I never knew it's that serious. I'm going to stop talking so much. Oh, I didn't know that Hashem wanted me to be honest with my business, even if it's with this. People don't know. So sometimes there's a specific speaker that's going to say what you need to hear. Now, if that speaker logged on and he saw that's the first comment he saw, that someone made a negative comment about the rabbi, it's like, who wants to be a part of this? People don't like this guy. So he turns it off. What is he? He turns on, a show about ducks being rescued from the highway. Instead, he doesn't do tshuva. Whose fault is it? It's not the rabbi's fault. Whose fault is it? It's the imbecile that made the comment thinking that they're going to change something. Only thing they changed is they changed their Gan Eden into a Gehenom. That's the only thing they changed. A person can lose their Olam Haba in a second. 1 second, they can lose their Olam Haba. The people that went against David HaMelech that we talked about last time I was here, they were heads of the Sanhedrin. They weren't just regular people. Sometimes keep Shabbat, sometimes not. Maybe go to the casino a few times a year. No! These were head Rabbanim. These were Gdolei Ador. Gdolei Ador lost their Olam Haba. Why? LaShon HaRa. LaShon HaRa. LaShon HaRa. The Rambam in Mishneh Torah, he says, someone that says LaShon HaRa once in a while has a din. It's a very horrible, horrible sin. Of course we're not talking, this is what he says, it's his language. Of course we're not talking about someone that talks LaShon HaRa on a regular basis, because him, there's nothing to speak of. He has no Olam Haba. Someone that speaks LaShon HaRa once in a while could potentially lose his Olam Haba. Depends how great, how horrible it is. Someone that speaks it regularly has no chance. No chance. Hey, how are you? Oh, did you see what she was wearing? Oh, did you see how much money he made? Hey, did you see how much he did this? And how... Shem Achem. Shem Achem. Your Olam Haba is gone. You keep Shabbat, Tefillin, Rabbeinu Tam, Rashi, Arizal, 3 Tefillin you have in your head. You keep Shabbat every day. 7 days a week you have Shabbat. It's not going to help you. Say LaShon HaRa, but people are destroying the Shamot. Someone said this story in the name of Socrates. I always doubt the name dropping that people have. But let's say it's his name. Says somebody came to him and said, hey, I have a story to tell you about your friend. He said, wait, before you tell me the story, I want to ask you a few questions. Sure. Is it true? Is the story you're about to tell me about my friend true? He says, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if it's true. I heard it from somebody else. Okay. Is what you're about to tell me a compliment about my friend? It's something good about my friend? He goes, no, quite the opposite. It's actually, he was caught doing something wrong. He was, no, it's definitely not a compliment. is what you're about to say. Third question is about what you're about to say. Is it useful for me? Is it going to help me in my life? He says, come to think of it, probably not. No, it's really not going to affect you in any way. So let me get this straight. You're about to tell me something about my friend that you're not really sure is true. You didn't verify. You didn't see it with your own eyes. It's definitely not a compliment to my dear friend. It's not going to help my friend. And it's not going to help me. That's LaShon HaRa. That's LaShon HaRa. That's LaShon HaRa 99.9% of the time. That's LaShon HaRa. Now, Rabbi Dani is here to help you. Rabbi Dani made a series. These are 3 CDs. Be'ezrat Hashem, more are going to come out. It's 150 lectures. You have to watch this stuff. It's short lectures, 15 minutes, a half hour, on the way to work, in the gym. You have to listen to this stuff. Sometimes 2-3 times same lecture. Because he mamash delves into the Chafetz Chaim, Alacha by Alacha, why this, why this, why this. So now you don't go up to Olam Haba and you say, oh no, they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me. He told you. You have a CD. How much? Free. Free. You can save your neshama for free. So I brought you some. Anyone didn't get, I have more, B'ezrat Hashem. So you have that. It's on YouTube. He has a website also. He's also in my groups, the WhatsApp groups. He posts in my WhatsApp groups. So Baruch Hashem, it's a mamash. He does some really good stuff, some really good work. Baruch Hashem, and he's mamash a lover of Hashem. He's a lover of Am Yisrael, and there's not many people like that in the world, unfortunately. So Baruch Hashem, when you find somebody good, you go.
Today's lesson number 163. בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו והחמה וערבר. God willing, we will do and succeed, and Hashem, with His mercy, will have profit on us, on our actions. Profit of actions of Torah. חפץ חיים, הלכות לשון הרע, Hebrew version, the laws of proper speech. Page ק"ג, הלכה ו'. The subject is people who speak against or negatively about people who have who passed on a mitzvah between them and Hashem. So number 6 is the following. ונראה לי עוד, and it seems to me, in addition to everything I said before in today's 162, right? In lesson 160, yes. In lesson 161 or 160, I said before on this subject, נראה לי עוד, it seems to me like more, באיש אשר משפטו לשנות באיוולתו. In a person, it's going to the last halacha, it's adding something. A person that his way of going, his judgment, meaning he's used to this, it's a routine for him. He fails, he fails, he fails, he fails. All the time he repeats the same problem. Doesn't know how to cure his actions. דאף אם רבו איננו צנוע כל כך ואפשר שיתוודע ממנו להמון, even though if his rabbi is not so modest, and the rabbi might tell the avera that you're telling him about his student, he will tell it to others, because you know we say in Hebrew, תגיד לי מי החברים שלך, אני אגיד לך מי אתה. Tell me who your friends, I'll tell you who you are. If a person is so materialistic, he's so aggressive, he's so judges people, or also if he speaks LaShon HaRa regularly, or if he passes on mitzvah between him and Hashem, you can ask, where is he praying? I mean, if he's praying there, maybe this is a little bit side learning of criticism to the leaders. If he's praying there for 15 years and he's doing these averos, either he's not being taught correctly or he's not being rebuked correctly. In both cases, it's not right. That's why he says, even if his rabbi is not tzanua, is not modest, meaning here that when you speak about other people, there's another flavor to it. You're not modest. How can you speak about people? It's not modest. You see the chidush is not modest to speak about people. Why are you revealing people's action? Why it's not modest? One of the levels to reach big madrigot in ruchnius is to be modest. Be modest. Keep yourself modest. Understand people surround you. That's how you become spiritual in high levels. Feel the surroundings. People are sensitive. People have issues. People have families problem. People have parnasa problem. Try to be considerate. Try to be modest, not to talk about their business. So even if you if there's this person that's has an avera between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even if his Rav is not modest so much, that it's possible that he will tell the story to others, אבל הוא איש שדבריו יהיו נשמעים בתוכחה לאחותה, שלא ישנה עוד בבלתו, but he's a Rav, he's a person that if you tell him this, the avera that the other guy did between him and Hashem, and you will tell it to him, the person will listen to him, even though he might spread it around. אפשר גם כן שמותר לגלות לו. It's possible, Monique, that it's allowed to tell the Rav that might tell the story to others in order for a chance that this person will improve his ways. So you can see here how important is the fact that we must make sure to rebuke people properly. And even if we tell it to a Rav that might spread it to others, or tell the guy in public, maybe that's the case. I heard that you're doing something. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I heard that you took a bottle of water with you in Shabbat in a place of no heru. That's insulting. That's disgracing. Remember, Chafetz Chaim explains, you should rebuke, but not disgrace. Sometimes it's a very fine line. So when you disgrace, ולא תישא עליו חטא, you are carrying, we have another minute, no? ולא תישא עליו חטא, you disgrace, you carry a sin with you. If I rebuke you and I also disgrace you, in a way that I cross the line, then I sinned. Sometimes it's very similar line. It's like dancing. Rebuke, maybe you touch the line of dust, the dust of disgrace, but you go back to rebuke. The reason is, because we have to make sure that we don't disgrace people. Because if we disgrace somebody, you take his blood out of his face. It's like you murdered him. Again, sometimes a person will finish. Sometimes a person is doing such a serious avera, and he's so rough, such a rough person, that the walls on his heart are so thick that you cannot break it with a plastic hammer. In order to penetrate his selfishness and his hard midot, you have to go with a 10-kilo hammer. And it takes talent to realize who needs it, who don't need it. When you need to use cotton candy, and when you use a 20-pound hammer when you demolish a black wall. And that's why some people don't understand. Say this Rav is too aggressive. Maybe he's too aggressive for you, but he's coming to break hearts that are 1 foot thick concrete. Like the Navi says, "Ve'asiroti et lev ha'ever mibsarchem." In the last days, there will come people. That's mamash gilui mishamayim. The prophets, I think, what's his name? Iyov Navi said, I think, "Ve'asiroti et lev ha'ever mibsarchem." This is a prophecy. In the last days, Hashem will remove the hearts of stones that we have, which means there will be rabbis, like talented rabbis, who are able to rebuke people, to take it so hard, to penetrate their heart, to make them make tshuva, that these people will never be awakened with soft words because they don't see where they're wrong. So, but Bezrat Hashem, we should continue next time. It was worth it to learn a few minutes. We're going to start the Holy Gemara learning now with Rabbi Yoni. Wish everybody a good day. Nachat from our children. We should see only growth in our kids, everybody to his own level. And we should see our kids being modest and growing to the way of the Torah. Should have happiness with their wives and shlom bayit in the home and consideration in the house to show an example that we are Bnei Torah, sons of Torah. Wish everybody a good day and continuation of a good week. Thank you.